Welcome to Kentucky, ladies and gentlemen. This is all the land behind me. These are all the neighbors. I mean, look at that view. This is my first time out in the daylight over here in this state, and man, I've already, on the way in, we saw 5 does, 2 were right on the side of the road, 3 more were in a field, just right down behind these 2 big trees right here. The land slopes down. There's that road back there. That's the road into the house. And around the corner of the property, right down there's a compost bin. If you go down the hill, there's another field. They were just in that field. There's been, you can see up in the sky over here. I don't know if you can, yeah, there's vultures up in the sky. I've already seen blue jays, cardinals, catbirds, robins. It's amazing. This is such a picturesque yard up here. I mean, this is what I think of when I think of Kentucky. I mean, look at that. This is just amazing. The area I'm going to be hunting, down past that trailer, there's a fence and a birdhouse. There's a fence line. That fence line, I got to follow that up. And then up into the woods over here, there's a deer stand back there. And that's where I'm going to be setting up when the time comes. We're hoping to get out in those sometime this afternoon and be ready to go. So we'll see what happens. Man, this is great. Alright, well, I was going to head out this afternoon and try again, and Dave and his dad went out this morning, and he just got back. He got one. There's an 8-point out there. We're taking the Kubota out, and we're going to head up the hill, get it in the back, and get it back here so we can prepare it. Guess it's a nice 8-point, so we're about to see it. I'll show you in a minute. Alright, check it out. There's Dave's stand right there. It's on the top of this valley. We came down this way. He's heading over there. And you can see his deer up on the hill right there. He dropped it pretty quick. It just fell where it stood. But it isn't going anywhere. We're just being quiet because his father's out there hunting also. Still in another area. There it is. It's still warm. He just got it a little while ago. We gotta drag this thing back that way, up the hill over there, and get back to his father's property. We brought the Kubota to the edge of the property, and to the fence line, because we couldn't drive over the fence, obviously. Huh. Nice job, Dave. And there's the legend right there. Here's where Dave was up at. He was in this stand over here. His deer was just past those fallen over logs. There's that one white oak. If you can see, the fallen over log has a black circle like a knot hole in it. The oak directly behind that is where it was to begin with. It came up the hill over there, walked its way down this way through the green brush, and then he got it right there at that tree. we got it moved to there. Stands are pretty high up. Here's the ladder going down. We got it down here. You didn't see the part of us lifting it in the truck because we needed both hands to get the thing in there. But yeah, there's the Kubota. There's the deer. Oh man. Like I said, you should have shot the thing at the top of the hill.
Because I live on the top of the hill doesn't mean I have to shoot at the top of the hill.
Heck yeah.
Okay.
This is a nice machine too. I had no trouble getting this thing down. The four-wheel drive just goes. This would be a great Kubota advertisement for their company. Just a picture like that. Well, check it out. He got it up on the hanger there. Yeah, this isn't for the faint of heart. You got gore all over you when you're doing this kind of stuff. And if you notice over here, this is something I just learned from Dave. If you can see how here on its legs there's a chunk of fur missing, that's because he took the scent glands here off of its legs. So I guess you put them on your shoes and it masks your scent when you go out hunting later on. Because you're walking around rubbing those against the ground as you're walking, and it masks your scent as you're walking up to the tree. So it's a big buck. You notice here I saw too his belly. These are all ticks. There's one there, there. You found one on the other side. There's one up here behind his ear. Oh, that one fell off. Oh no, it's right. It's just, wait. No, there's a little one. There's a little one right there. Because it was the left ear, you said.
Yeah, it was. He must have come off.
He was full. But the you can see up here, it's got this pulley system.
That's a tall deer.
He's able to just yank on it.
I mean, just see the difference.
Oh yeah, look at that.
I'm 5'7".
That thing's way up there. Look at that rack on that thing. You got the bucket to catch all the blood and stuff. Hanging it gets it so it's less gamey. It gets the blood to drain to the one end of the deer. He's got a setup up there for 2 chains at a time, so I'm sure he's got more around the house. Big old tail on this thing. He pooped.
Shit his pants.
Here's another thing I wanted to show you on this. If you can see all that right there, this right here, that, it's all bark from when they rub against the trees and stuff. When I'm out in the woods again, when I come across a rubbing, I'll videotape some of that too to show you. But you can see there, this one was tearing up some of the stuff out there. See the bark? It's all over the bottom half of those. Alright, now we just showed you the deer and everything. Dave's gonna show you the rifle he used to take it down and talk a little bit about it. So here it goes. Let me just switch this around.
Ooh. This is my Browning 25 WSSM. I normally only keep 3 rounds in this little guy. This is what the caliber looks like. It's really short and stout. It's a 300 casing, neck down to 25.
And the 25s are almost the same caliber as a 22, right? As far as the diameter goes.
It's a little bit bigger.
It is.
It's in between a 270 and a 225. I have a scope. It's a Zeiss Conquest, 3.5 by 10 by 44. So it's a zoom, but I only use it at about 4, just because the shots I take are within 70 yards, and I don't need that much.
Yeah, the woods are kind of thick out here. You can't see much further off than that.
And that's at the longest shot.
Now the deer over there, you took it at what distance?
This one, it was about, I don't know, it was about 50 yards.
Okay.
It wasn't too far. The first shot, I aimed right at his vitals, and it hit. He dropped him. Literally, he didn't move 3 feet. But I sat there like you should. At least 30 minutes. I sat there about an hour. I looked through my scope at him, and I saw him still squirming around. I saw him still breathing, so I got down on the stand and chambered another one and walked up to about 10 yards, and he was looking at me trying to move his neck, but everything beyond his shoulders, he couldn't move at that time, so I just put another bullet in his neck, right about there, just to end it, get him over, quit agonizing.
And he was done right after that.
Yeah, after that, about 2-3 minutes after that, he was completely gone. It was funny because I saw his eyes twitch, and doing that, it was weird. I got it pretty close. So, other than that, he went down very quickly. Did not move very far, and you can see the.
Yeah, here's this, and there's the Zeiss. Yeah, and this is the Browning he was talking about. It's meant for a scope.
It's a Browning A bolt, 25 WSSM. Doesn't need a big caliber to take him down. Just bullet placement.
Mm-hmm.
This year I had a friendly competition with my dad, and
I think you won the competition so far.
we will see. Last year, the same thing happened. I got a 9-point, about 200 pounds, and within 10 minutes of shooting that, I saw a 10-point, and I didn't shoot it. I hadn't chambered another one, and I couldn't take it. So with my tag, I walked back, let my dad know. We waited a day, and he was pretty jealous. And he went back out the next day, and he got the 10-point in my stand. And he had the bragging rights for the whole year. So
Dave seems to think the same deal's happening this year. His dad's going to come over and see that big boy over there and then go rushing back out in the woods for the next few days.
I've been waiting for him. I told him. I talked to him this morning when I shot it about 2 hours ago. He hasn't come back on the radio. So
Yeah, he hasn't answered him.
he's going to pull a stand out where he's at, though, and he'll come back over this way.
And start checking. Oh, that's funny. See? Family rivalries. It's a friendly competition. That's great. Well, there it is. We just got done gutting it, getting the hide off it, peeling it down. It's actually much easier when it's warm. We had the bucket over here. That's where all the insides went. Cut it down there and right up through here. This thing's got a ton of meat on it. Let me get back. Dave said his dad might want to mount this one, so we didn't cut the cape. We just cut it down at the back legs and then peeled the whole thing down. Normally you could cut it right through the middle there by the rib cage, right out the front between the legs, and then peel it all off. Cut a ring around its legs down here and peel that off too. We're going to see what he wants to do. There's another step done. It's actually a really long process from actually stalking the deer, hunting the deer, getting the deer back to the house, hanging it up, stripping it down, gutting it, and then and this is only not even, I wouldn't say halfway, maybe about halfway done, because then after this we gotta quarter it up. It's gotta hang there for a day or two to drain all the blood out, and then we gotta quarter it up and process the meat. So there it is, though. I almost wanted to videotape while we were doing it, but I don't have my tripod with me for this. I forgot it. Okay, check these out. These are called Bright Eyes. It's actually just a thumbtack that the backside here is reflective. And what you do, his father has them tacked into trees over here like this to get you to the deer stands in the woods. They're real small. They don't cause much of a nuisance or anything. There's 2 sets of them here. One going up the hill behind me, and another set going straight up the hill this way. 2 different stands. In the nighttime with a headlamp, these things look, I mean, they look just like a spotlight pointing back at you. You can see them all the way up the hill. They're really neat, and they're non-intrusive, like I said. I mean, they're just a small little tack, stick it in the tree. If it was me, one thing his father didn't do, I'd stick one on both sides so you could see your way back too, but depends on what time of day you're going out there. Neat little thing to have though for hunting. Okay, check this out. There's a better deer. This is a deer ribbon right here. You can see the buck took the bark right off the tree, ringed it out up here almost all the way around, snapped the branch off. This is what they look like. From what Dave was telling me, the deer usually pick trees about this diameter that they do this to, and it's a good sign. This is a fresh one right behind me over here. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, right here. This is a rubbing from last year. You can see the trees already started to heal around it right there. Might even actually been 2 years ago, because there's the middle, there's the new bark from last year, and then here's this year's bark trying to grow over that. But yeah, that's what you're looking for. Obviously tracks and scat too, but for the most part that's another sure sign that they're in the area. Okay, this is one of the types of stands his father has up here. It's 2 pieces. It's the actual seat, and then the ladder part goes on separately. You take it down in 2 parts too. This kind of stand's more portable, easier to get in different spots, but they're not as comfortable as the other style. The other style's up in his dad's yard. It just has some straps that go around the tree. Nylon straps that you just cinch down, or sometimes just nylon rope. Yeah, and you can see the ladder over here. It's just almost like what you see on a telephone pole. Alright, that's that one. Hold on. Well, the trip's all said and done. We're back at the house. Unloaded, unpacked everything. We took 2 days to get back. Broke up the trip a little bit, so it wasn't so exhausting. It was still a long trip, but unfortunately I never got anything. Dave got his, but it was worth it. It was quite an experience. I love Kentucky. That was a cool area, and if I could, I would definitely go again. We'll see how the future works out with that.